I am Dr. Maureen Craig. I'm the nurse specialist that teaches yoga for integrative medicine. Thank you for joining this evening. Tonight's class, we are going to focus a bit on the shoulder. So you'll hear me call out some of that now. Some of you that signed up are new to yoga, so I'll do my best to give multiple layers of instruction. But please do remember to always honor the experience in your own body. So as you're feeling into that movement, back away from pain and explore with curiosity each of these poses. We're going to begin with our pranayama or breath practice on our mat. So let's go ahead and recline onto our mat. And for those of you familiar with yoga, we sometimes call this shavasana posture. So just find your way down to your mat and let your body kind of unfold onto the mat. You can have your knees up or your legs straight. Let the hands roll open in a gesture of acceptance. If your knees are up, let them lean against each other with your heels out a bit. This can be more comfortable for the low back, but your choice. Take a nice full breath in and a slow, long exhale. And you might just say the word ease. We're easing into our practice, starting with the breath. And you might even just think of your day for a moment, the energy of your day, and see how that might be still echoing in your body. Take another full breath in and a long exhale. Now we'll take a more formal approach to our pranayama. Taking one full breath in, holding at the top for a second or two, and then exhaling in 3 parts. The first part letting the shoulders come down a bit, the next part letting the ribs fold, and the last part letting the navel come in towards the spine. Let's begin. Repeating that pattern then. Nice full breath in. Hold at the top for 2 seconds by placing your tongue against the roof of the mouth and releasing. Then release the tongue. Exhale to let the shoulders come down, the ribs fold, the navel come in. Big breath in. Hold at the top, tongue against the roof of the mouth, let go in the body, and release one part, down through the ribs, and the third part, navel to spine. Repeating this pattern now for a handful of breaths. Inhaling to fullness in one big swoop. And then exhaling in 3 parts. Exhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Exhale all the way out. One more of these breaths. Inhale to fullness. Exhale. And again, exhale. Final exhale all the way out. And now we're going to switch this pattern and have a 3-part inhale followed by a long exhale. So begin by filling the belly, lifting the ribs, filling all the way to the top. Hold at the top, and then a slow exhale through pursed lips, bringing your lips like you're blowing out through a straw, clouds to the sky. One long exhale, letting it all out and letting the tension come out of the body at the same time. Nice breath into the low belly. Second breath into the ribs. Third breath all the way to the top. And a slow, long exhale through pursed lips. 3-part inhale, 1 long exhale. Repeating this pattern now on your own. Use the exhales to really let the body become heavy. Finish the breath cycle that you're on and take one more. And then returning to your natural breath, take a moment to bring your attention over your heart. And just checking in with your experience in this moment and how you're doing. And if you're having a positive experience, sending up a little gratitude for that. If on the other hand it's a challenging moment, bringing kindness to that. And setting a bit of an intention for your practice in the form of a feeling tone, bringing more presence or peace or joy into your practice. And then beginning to find a little movement in the body. Bring the left knee in towards the chest, let the right heel go long. And walk your hands up the back of that leg, beginning to take a little bit of a stretch with that leg. Bend and flex the ankle a bit, and then switch, bringing the other knee in. And stretch the back of that leg. And then when you're ready, finding your way to a seated posture, you can grab behind your thighs, rock up on your elbows, or come to one side or the other, and then come to a seated posture. You can sit on a block like I am doing, or you can fold your legs in front of you in a crisscross applesauce kind of way. Take a moment to feel the weight of your body wherever you're seated, the length of your spine, and some additional ones if you have joined us. So I'm just going to reiterate the importance of listening to your experience as we practice. We're going to be working with the shoulders tonight, and we want to make sure that we back away from anything that's too much for us and just explore with curiosity as we practice. Lengthen the neck and then gently drop the chin towards the chest. Roll out the back of the neck. Pausing anywhere where your neck might need just a little more attention. And then roll those shoulders forward up towards the ears and down the back. A couple shoulder rolls, letting go of any tension that might be building in our shoulders. We're going to give them a little range of motion tonight, as well as do some fun strengthening poses as well. So now bring your hands in front of your heart in a namaste fashion and exhale here. And interlace the hands and push them away from you, getting a bit of a forearm stretch. Exhale back. Inhale as you push out, feel the back body. Exhale in. Inhale as you push away. A couple more times. Inhale, fill the back body. Now for those of you that have range of motion that can go all the way up, go ahead and sweep your hands alongside your ears. If that's not available to you, just press the arms out. A little bit of lengthening through each side of the ribs as you rock a little bit to one side and the other. And then everybody bring your arms into a T with the arms a little lower than the shoulders. Roll the thumbs back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feel that squeeze. This is really important to strengthening the connection of the shoulder blades to the back body. So feel the squeeze as your thumbs roll back. Drop your right hand to the mat, lengthen up through the left arm, press into the mat so that opposite hip is pushing down, and then side bend. Breathe into your ribs here. And exhale. Come on over onto the other side. Press into the mat. Sweep over, breathe. And exhale. Coming on over again, side bend. This time explore by rolling the heart towards the mat, towards the sky, breathing. And then come on over to the other side. Press into that mat and roll the spine and heart towards the mat. Inhale towards the sky. Just feel those twists in your spine, in your back body. And come on back to center. Walk both hands to the outside of your leg. Lengthen through the spine as you rotate. Inhale as you come through center and take it to the other side. Exhale into the twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist. This time add the back arm coming up nice and tall and then slowly folding in a bit of that twist so you feel that stretch along the back body. From the right hip to the fingertips. Inhale. And gently unwind as you come into the revolution on the other side. Back arm comes up, exhale and fold. Lovely. All right, let's come over onto our hands and knees and we'll continue warming ourselves up. Your hands will be right underneath your shoulder points, knees underneath the hips. A little cat-cow motion starts happening. We're just bending our spine a little here. Vidyalasana, Marjaryasana. Vidyalasana is cow posture, tailbone up, gaze forward. Exhale, Marjaryasana, angry cat. Lift up the spine. So bring your attention into your spine. What does your spine need? What feels good? Just playing with this a little bit. You can let your ribs move, your shoulder blades move on the back. And then when you're ready, settle into a table with a nice flat back. Push your right heel back, and this may be where you're going to stay. Feel the palms of the hands pressing into the mat. Option to bring that left thumb to the sky. Feel the lift and lengthen here. This is one of the most valuable postures we do in our practice to really strengthen the back body. Option on the exhale to arch the back and bring the knee and elbow together. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale out. And bring that left hand down to the mat. The ball of the foot down and take a bit of a calf stretch there. Then bend the knee and push that heel to the sky in a bit of a donkey kick. And do that for 3 or 4 times. And then draw some circles with your knee, opening the hip a little bit and change directions. Then bring that right knee down, come out onto a kickstand, lengthen out the left foot, lift the right hand to the sky. We're in a side plank with our knee down. Side planks are super important for our spine health. And this is one of those that's pretty accessible to most people. Push off your bottom hand, coming into gate posture, strengthen up through that leg, reach up through the sky, lean over, opening the ribs here with a good breath. And exhale. Come on back to hands and knees. Little cat-cow here just to feel that spine getting back into that position. Settling in table. Push the other foot out behind you. And the option, not mandatory, of bringing that thumb to the sky. This is up to you. Notice your spine and your neck. Just keep your gaze right down at the mat. Feel that spine being like right through the top of the head. One long line of energy. Breathing here. On the exhale, you can bring the elbow and knee together. Inhale it out. Exhale it in. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. Bring that hand down to the mat, the ball of the foot to the mat, and stretch the back of that leg. Then bend the knee and a few donkey kicks. Activating the glute muscles, and then draw some circles with your knee and switch directions. Bring that left knee down to the mat, kickstand it out to the side, and come into your knee down side plank on this side. Push off that bottom hand, sweep over into your gate posture. Breathe into the ribs, and then come on back onto your hands and knees. As you do that, just take a moment to check in, drop your attention into the body. How are you doing, and how is your practice going? Please honor your experience. Bring your hands one handprint forward, squeeze your glutes, lift your heart a little bit. Important to squeeze your glutes here to keep the low back safe. Exhale, push the hips back and crawl the fingertips forward, elbows off the mat. Inhale, float forward to a plank if that's available to you, and then push up to down dog. You can soften your knees and then lengthen through the back of the legs one at a time. Inhale, floating forward to our plank, dropping our knees, pushing back to child. Inhale, squeeze the glutes, lift the heart. Exhale, push it back. Inhale, floating up to your plank, hips high, downward facing dog. And take a moment to pedal out your legs in your down dog. Keep your fingers spread. Down dog is a resting posture for yoga, but it may not feel that way if this is the first time you're having to do down dog. So just bring a little attention to your hands. You want to have the weight at the base of the thumb and the first finger. And you want to make sure that your shoulders are not over the wrists, but rather pushed back. So let your heart go towards your thighs. In fact, you can bend your knees. And then slowly straighten them as you push back. When you're ready, step forward on your mat, coming into a forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Draw the shoulder blades down, inner thighs spinning to the back wall. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep your hands behind you, squeeze your glutes, lifting up, tall mountain, and release. Beautiful. All right, let's do some of that fun shoulder work, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna explore a little bit range of motion first. So if you have any impingement going on, just honor that, don't lift the arm as high, and just honor and work with your range of motion. If you're working to expand your range of motion, then these gentle movements, and take it as slow as you need to, are very helpful. So with the arm, you'll just bring it up as far as is comfortable for you, and then you rotate the hand so that it's facing outwards as you come to the back of that circle. So think of yourself almost drawing a circle on a board that's on the side of you. Arm goes up, the hand rotates, and the arm comes back and down. One more time on this side. Inhale up and switch the direction and rotate it down. Now let's come to the other side. We'll do 3 rotations on this side. Take your time. And you may notice that the movement is different. Try not to move the body, just moving the shoulder, exploring that, and again, backing away from anything that's uncomfortable or painful. If this feels too much, you can also do a shoulder rotation where you just bend at your waist and draw circles. So that might be better for some of you. Then on the fun side, we're going to take our teacup exercise. I love this one. So imagine yourself having a cup of tea. You can use a block or just your imagination. If you have a cup filled with water, though, it will really let you know if you're doing this as explained. So we're going to pretend like we have a cup of tea, and we're going to take it from this position like we're coming in as a waiter or waitress, and you push it out, then you float it over your head, and then, oop, see, I dropped my cup of tea. Okay, so you float it out over the head, and you might find you need to bend your spine a little. Come out behind you And then up inside of you, back to this position. Always trying to keep your teacup up, okay? And then we'll take it on the other side. Okay, lift it out. Sweep it over the head. Try and keep that teacup up. Bring it down behind you and back into your position. Okay, we'll do this again on each side. So holding your teacup, inhale the arm out. This gives us a very full range of motion here. Sweep it over the head, and this is a position where you might bend your spine just a little. And rock it behind you, under the arm, and back it up. All right, I find this flow a little fun. It's not something I do with my shoulder on a regular basis since I'm not a waiter. Over the head. Whoop. And there I dropped my block again. So I would be wet if I had a teacup. Okay, back out to the side, up over the head, and behind me, under the arm, and back into position. All right, so good workout for our shoulders, feeling that range of motion. Now we'll come into our flow practice. Maybe we'll give ourselves a little more teacup practice a little later in our flow. All right, coming to the top of your mat in your mountain position. Inhale and sweep your arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold and step back on the right so you're in a lunge position, 2 lanes of traffic. Leave your right hand down, the left hand comes to the sky in a dragonfly twist. Bring the left hand down the back toes, go to 2 o'clock and rise in warrior 1. Bring your arms into cactus. Really feel your shoulder blades draw together, the heart lift. Keep the feet pushing away from each other, glutes engaged. Keep the low spine comfortable. Exhale and fold. Step back for your plank. And you can take or skip a flow here. For flow, we take our knees down, elbows in, chest and chin. Inhale, roll up the heart. Exhale, push to down dog. Inhale the right foot up. Exhale, bring it forward between the hands. Left hand stays down, the right hand comes up, dragonfly twist. Bring the right hand down, the left toes to 10 o'clock. Rise in your warrior 1 on this side. Bring those elbows into a cactus position. Use that moment to draw those shoulder blades tight onto the mat. Open up the front of the shoulders here. Breathe with it. Feel that breath in the front body. One more breath here. Bring your hands to frame the foot, step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift and fold. In the fold, let the neck nod yes and release the neck. Turn it a little bit side to side. Inhale, float your hands onto your shins, lengthen the spine out in that half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale as you sweep your hands behind you, activate your glutes, and lift your heart. Tall mountain, release. All right, flow warm-up number 1. How was that? Let's take a little bit more practice. Find your mountain posture. With mountain posture, your feet are parallel with the long edge of the mat. Toes pointing to 12 o'clock, and the heels are under the hips. Stacking your joints, feel the heart lifted, and you might even come to an ujjayi breath. Exhale slowly, narrowing the throat as you exhale. Inhale, the arms float up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, step back on the right, bring the right knee down to the mat. We're coming into a low lunge, so letting your hips sink towards your forward heel. Option to raise your arms up or to use this as a mechanism to draw the right knee and the left heel together. That helps open the front of that right hip, okay? So just play with that stretch just a bit. And once you're good with that, then you can float your arms up, lift the heart a bit. Exhale, fold, and draw the left hip back. We're coming into our hurdler stretch now. So you really want to pull the back of that left leg nice and long, maybe even peel up the toes. Explore that stretch as you move your leg a little. And then walk the hands forward, plant that left leg, tuck the back toes, 2 lanes of traffic. Option here is to keep your hands on the mat, or for more challenge, bring your hands into temple fingers and push up to a crescent lunge. Your hands can be out to the side. You do not have to have temple fingers. Please honor what's going on in your shoulders. Now we're going to open into warrior 2. So the back heel drops, the toes point out to the side, 1 lane of traffic here. Arms float out, warrior 2. Keep pushing the feet away from each other and let there be a settled abdominal breath. And then sweep with the front hand, palm sweeps up to our peaceful warrior. Reach for the sky. Slowly, with control in the core, we're going to bring that elbow to the knee. So use those muscles to slowly settle that elbow on the knee. Top arm sweeps up and over. Do you feel the strength in your body? Please honor what's happening for you. Breathing. We're going to find our way back now. Back to peaceful warrior. Take a breath or 2. Back to warrior 2. Breathing into that low abdomen. Draw that low abdomen in to support the spine. Sweep the back hand forward, crescent lunge, lift the back heel. Exhale, bring the hands down. Frame your foot, step back for your flow. Knees down, elbows in, chest chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a cleansing breath. Lift the right foot up, bend the knee, stack the hips. We're going to bring this right foot underneath the body into a side plank. You can bring it down on the mat or sweep it out in front of you. Extended leg side plank. You're on the inner blade of the left foot. Take and bring that left hand down. The right foot returns to the sky. Exhale into our pigeon. The right knee will be behind the right wrist, and you might put your hand on the right side on a block. And then just keep that ankle flexed as you draw that shin forward a bit, coming into your pigeon here. The stretch is in the outer right hip. The knee and ankle should be comfortable. And release the breath here, releasing tension. When you're ready, slide that foot back just a little, set your block aside. Frame out your hands. Tuck the back toes. The right foot returns to the sky. Circles with the ankle, and then exhale. Bring that foot right between the hands. Dragonfly twist. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. And fold. Sweep your hands behind you, rising tall mountain. And release. Beautiful. So that's on one side. Now we'll match it up on the other. Coming back to your mountain posture. Check in with your shoulders. Some of those planks and downward facing dogs can be strengthening to the shoulders. So just see how they're feeling. Inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, swan dive. And a half lift. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Feel the inner thighs spinning to the back wall, tailbone lifting. Exhale, fold. The left knee comes down to the mat. We're going to take this low lunge on this side. So sink the hips, draw the heel and the knee towards each other as you sink into that. Get a good hip opener. Hip flexor gets a good stretch on this. And then when you're ready, either plant your hands on the mat or take them up to the sky. And once your hands are down to the mat, draw that right hip back. We're going to take that stretch to the back of that right leg. Just wiggle the toes a little bit here. And then as you walk forward, we're going to come up into crescent lunge. So you can use your blocks to get you there, or you can tuck the back toes, take your temple fingers and lift. And once you're in Warrior One, remember you can have your arms out to the side if that's more comfortable for your shoulders. Please work with your shoulders how they are. Now we're coming into Warrior Two, so the back heel will come down, the toes will point out to the side, 9 o'clock, and the arms float out in your Warrior Two, parallel to the earth. Check in with that front knee. Want to have it solid over the ankle. Draw the left kneecap up the leg, float the right palm, and reverse your warrior. Peaceful warrior. Couple breaths here. Feel the abdomen drawing in, strengthening the core as you slowly bring that elbow in control now. Drop it onto the knee and sweep the left arm up and over. Breathing here. Take a couple breaths in this extended side angle. Bring yourself back to your reverse warrior, your peaceful warrior. Back to your Warrior Two. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. The back hand comes forward. Crescent lunge. Lift the back heels, the heel. Exhale as you slowly, in control, bring your hands to the mat. Step back for your plank. And take your flow. Knees, chest, chin, elbows in. Roll the heart up, cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot up, bend the knee, stack the hips. Exhale, come into your side plank. I'm going to push my foot out in front of me, extended leg, side plank. Stack the shoulders, always make sure that your shoulder's right over your wrist. And then bring your hand back down, sweeping to your three-legged down dog. Exhale, knee behind the wrist, coming into your pigeon. Option to slide the shin forward a bit. Keep the ankle flexed to keep that knee comfortable. Option to tuck the back toes if that helps you get a better stretch in the outer left hip. Slide the shin back a bit. Sweep that left foot back to the sky. Circle with the ankle. And then exhale, bring that left foot between the hands. And we'll take dragonfly twist on this side. Bring the hand down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up behind you, and exhale, release. And a little empty coat sleeves here feels good, letting the spine unwind a bit. And I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. It's a nice warm day in May. All right, let's take one more flow, and this time we'll do a Surya Namaskara B series, which starts in a chair. So come to the top of your mat. Bring your feet into mountain. Soften the knees and hips, and bring your arms up into chair. Feel the weight in your heels. Push the heels apart from each other. If this is uncomfortable for your shoulders, you can always bring your hands to your heart. Take a breath or two here. Exhale and fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale and fold, stepping out all the way to your plank. You can take or skip flow. In this flow, I'm offering chaturanga, high to low push-up. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hips go high. Take a cleansing breath here. Left foot comes up. And exhale, bring that foot between the hands. We're going to drop the back heel. Toes are out to 3 o'clock. We're going to come into triangle. Now I'm placing the block on the outside of my ankle as I straighten that front leg, but you may find it better to bring your arm up on the inside of the thigh or the calf. Okay, so choose where you want to place that arm, and then stack your shoulders. Draw that left hip back as much as you can, and lift that right hand to the sky. Your gaze can be up, out to the side, or down at the mat. Take a breath or two in triangle. Now we're going to have an option, don't have to take it, to float into a balancing posture called half moon. So I like to use a block, place that out at a 45-degree angle from your foot. Flex the back ankle as you lift that up to the sky. Take a breath here. And then we're going to come down into warrior two. So make sure that your footing is nice and sturdy for your warrior two. Setting your block aside, floating into your warrior two. We've been here earlier in practice, so make sure that it's nice and steady. If you need to put your hands down to reposition your feet, please do. After a breath or two, slowly bring that front elbow to the knee. We'll take this extended side angle again. Feel the ribs spreading with the breath. For an added challenge, we're going to hold our beach ball, lifting that elbow off the knee. You might think of breathing your ball of fire. And then sweep it into warrior two and reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. And windmill those hands to the mat. Step back for a plank. And take your flow. Ease chest chin or chaturanga. Lifting into cobra or up dog. We all meet in down dog. And we'll move on to these postures on the other side. Inhale the right foot up. Exhale, bring that right foot forward. And we're going to take triangle on this side. Back toes are out to the side to 9 o'clock. And the front hip is drawn way back. Rotate the hips and the heart to the side. Stack the shoulders. The hand can be on the inside of the calf, the thigh, or on a block on the outside of the ankle. Breathe for 1 or 2 breaths here. And then if you're going to take half moon with me, take your block out at a 45-degree angle, plant that, float the back heel up, flex the ankle, and breathing here. When you're ready, gently let that back foot down. We want to make sure we're in a good warrior two position. Keeping that front knee over the ankle. Softly breathing here as we strengthen our legs. One of the most powerful ways to strengthen your legs with yoga is to lower the hips just a bit. Let that elbow come to the knee. Extended side angle. Take a breath here. Option for beach ball. Sweep back to warrior two. Front palm comes up. Peaceful warrior. Returning to warrior two. 2 or 3 breaths here. Gently windmill the hands to the mat. Step your right foot back to meet your left. And take or skip a flow here. We all meet in down dog. Taking 2 or 3 breaths here in down dog or child's pose if that's better for you now. Inhale as you look between your thumbs. And exhale, step to the top of your mat. Half lift and fold. Let the hips soften as you sweep back into your chair. Push on the heels as you rise up and release. Okay, how are we doing? Made it through the hard parts of practice. Let's start to stretch out a little bit. Come to a 3/4 stride with your toes out, heels in. We're going to come into our goddess squat and work on our shoulders just a bit more. So choose the degree that you want to bring yourself into your squat, but try and keep your ankles right over the, your knees right over the ankles. And then we're going to practice our range of motion on one side. This is almost an excuse here to keep ourselves in a good squat. We'll do 3 circles on one side and then the other. And then we got to do teacup. So get prepared to do that mental game here. We're going to hold our teacup, push it out to the side, sweep it over the top of the head, out behind you, float it along the ribs, and there it is. Other side, push it out, bring the teacup over the head, float it out behind you, in along the ribs. There we go. Push on the heels and release those thighs. Ooh, that was a good workout, wasn't it? Heel toe out to a 3/4 stride. Press on the tops of your hips and lengthen your spine into a fold. Let your heels be out further than your toes. And if you need to put a block under your hands, please do that. Keep a little micro bend in the knees. Lift that tailbone. Walk both hands to one ankle, calf, foot, knee, whatever works for you is drawing your heart towards that knee. And then walk the rainbow over to the other foot. Or calf, ankle. Staying as long as it feels good for you to stretch here. While you're in this fold, take a moment to stir the soup pot first with one arm and then the other. Letting there be a little space in the shoulder joint as the arm dangles and makes a circle. then heel toe together to your 3/4 stride, toes out, heels in. And lower your hips, come back to your goddess squat. One more teacup. Push the teacup out, over the head, behind you, and back up. Other side, push that teacup out, over the head, out behind you, and there it is. Push into the heels and release. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and come into our core practice before we close our practice. Coming here to the top of your mat, float your arms up. Exhale and fold. A half lift. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat, step out to your plank. You can have your knees down if that works for you. If your knees are up, float one foot and push it up to three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it back down. Switch to the other foot. Float it up, three-legged dog. Bring it down one more time each side. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, push it up. Bring it down. Bring your knees down and walk your feet through your hands, coming down onto your bottom. I'm going to start with a little Russian twist here. So you can just keep yourself here in this posture, and you can bring your hands together and twist. You can take a block and use that to twist. You can float your heels and breathe with it. Okay, so let's begin. Inhaling and exhaling. Switch the ankles. Keep the heart lifted. Just a bit more. And set the block down. Take a breath. Plant your feet down. Lift the heart a bit. Then reach your arms out in front of you as you push your spine down. We're going to take a nice roll down here. Reaching your arms forward. Push that spine vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly releasing it to the mat. And big breath, we made it. We're going to prepare for a bridge here. Bring your heels up behind your glutes. And slowly push the hips up to the sky. Squeeze the glutes, draw the knees together. Exhale. Lift your heels and draw your tailbone towards the heels. And then bring your shins into tabletop as you cage your ears. Option to push one foot away and then the other, or both feet together. Keep the small of the back tight to the mat. Exhale as you push away. Breathing. Two more. Bring the heels down and take another bridge. Little weight in the heels. Roll the hips up. Unfold that front body as you squeeze your glutes. Let the hips drop a little, squeeze them back up. And then lift the heels and unwind that spine. Roll your thumbs underneath the sacrum. Then bring your feet out at a bit of an angle and begin a little scissor kick, small, as you point the toes and gently cross the ankles. Breathe with this. Another couple seconds. And bring those heels in. Take and find your block. Bridge up to slide a block underneath your sacrum. This is my favorite part of practice. Roll your shoulders under and float your knees in over your chest. And your heels may float to the sky. Vipariti Karani, legs up the wall. Time to unwind. Let the toes drift apart if they wish. The body becoming heavy with each exhale. Were you able to meet your intention of listening to your body and caring for it? Another big breath in. And a long exhale, letting go. Let the heels come back together. Big breath in. And exhale, knees to the chest. Keep one knee in and let the other heel go long. And take a bit of a stretch on the back of that leg. And then gently switching. Releasing both heels now to the floor. Gently bridge up as you slide the block out from underneath you. Set it aside. Bring your hands on your kneecaps. Explore your back, drawing circles on it with your kneecaps. Hip to hip, tailbone. How is that low back doing? Slide your hands down to your shins and rock side to side. If you find your back feels a little on the bony side, you might benefit from a little thicker mat. We want these postures to feel good. Let your left heel go long. Take your right knee across the body. Reach that toe out in front of you. And then roll the heart open as the right hand reaches behind you. Take a bit of a breath here. And exhale. Bring that left hand underneath the knee as you bring it through center. And we're going to take that twist on the other side. Right heel goes long, left knee in. Bring it into the right hand and across in front of you. Roll the left shoulder and arm out behind you. And breathe. And then gently bring yourself back to your center. Unwind yourself on your mat. This is called Shavasana. So let the arms and legs be a little bit away from each other. And the hands rolled towards the sky. A little bit of a gesture of acceptance. You might press the skull into the mat and roll your shoulder blades under just a bit more to lift and open the heart. Take a nice breath in. On the exhale, feel the body get quite heavy. Bring your attention to the bottom of your left foot and then the top of that foot. Can you feel the heaviness of the left foot, the left calf and knee, the whole left leg, quite heavy now, and into the left hip. Moving your attention to the bottom of the right foot and the top of the right foot. Feel the warmth there. the weight in the heel and the right calf. Moving up into the right thigh. The whole right leg, heavy, soft, warm. The whole lower body, heavy, soft, and warm. Feeling the back body now. Heavy. Heavier with each exhale. The left shoulder, upper arm and lower arm, feeling the weight in that left arm, all the way into the hands and the fingertips, just heavy. Now your right shoulder, your upper arm, and the right lower arm and hand into the fingertips. Both arms, the back, heavy, soft, warm. Letting the neck be long and comfortable, the chin lifted. The back of the head heavy against the mat. Your eyebrows drifting apart. Softness in your face as you're breathing. Resting on your own breath now, right over your heart. Feeling the breath as it flows in and out of the body. Letting the heaviness be there with exhale. When you're ready, begin to deepen your breath a bit. And if you'd like to stay in this posture for a while, please feel free to do so. Moving fingers and toes, perhaps taking a bit of a stretch. When you're ready, bring your knees in towards your chest. Comfort the low back. And in your time and your way, find yourself coming back to a seated posture. Bringing your hands to heart center, taking a moment to honor your own practice and the practice we share. May you know peace. Om Shanti. Om Peace. Namaste. Thank you, friends, for your practice, your time. I encourage you to take as much yoga practice as you wish on the channel maureen.yoga. So no .com, just maureen.yoga. And of course, continue to practice with us here live. Love having you in class.